This is Sanctuary. To protect it, you must cross many lands where forgotten evils linger. Yet you must go without fear into the heart of the unknown. This burden falls to us. A chance to fight the darkness. To ensure our home's survival. For a new evil covets the World Stone's power. If a shard falls into Hell's clutches, our world will burn.
Standing in the ancient city of Corvus, Deodessa the Builder bestowed the eternal crown upon her son, Kion. Fueled by the artifact's power, Kion formed the Immortals and swore to protect Sanctuary from the burning hells. But he would not do so unwatched. Knowing that power corrupts, Deodessa charged her daughter Akiba with a heavy burden. It would be her job to ensure the Immortals were forever worthy of this gift. Should they ever fall to the burning hells, Akiba and her shadows would take their place as the defenders of Sanctuary. Bestowed with righteous power by Deodessa the Builder. Their charge? To defend Sanctuary against the burning hells. To use their strength to keep the relentless demons at bay. To be a beacon of hope and light. But victories are temporary. And the Immortals can never relent or yield. Even if all hope seems lost, they must find the courage to stand defiant for all time. Given and a hidden force created. One that could step up should the mightiest immortal fail. The Shadows, constant challengers to the would-be defenders of Sanctuary. They would test the Immortals, looking for weakness and apathy. Led by Akiba, the Shadows would overthrow the Immortals when the time was right. But even in victory, she knew her watch had just begun. For this is an eternal cycle.
I was cast aside, but I found the shard. I found purpose. The Queen's spirit would lead me to Leoric. And the power to rule over the dead. I will be vindicated. Leoric's soul is the key.
Beauty fades. It is impossible to escape. I will not submit to this truth. I am beyond the pitiful laws of tiny men. Their blood will serve me. Fulfill my purpose. my splendor, reborn from their pain. And my beauty will never fade again.
Be wary inside that tomb. The old kingdom hid many terrible secrets. Ones that prefer to remain hidden. Secrets buried in the sands, shrouded in darkness. Many an adventurer has attempted to retrieve the scepter. I don't need to explain what happened to them, do I? After all, the scepter is still buried in the sands.
This tale is from before Baal led his army. Before he breached the gates of Seshron and put the barbarian city to the sword. Before, 1,000 times before. To the time of the Horadrim, who faced the Lord of Destruction. Imprisoned him within the Soul Stone.
Sargoth betrayed us. For his terrible crime, he was imprisoned for eternity. Or so we believed. When I faced him again, something had changed. His rage had grown, granting him terrifying power. I fought with all my strength. Everything I had. I failed. You must not.
The chill of death. If you are to survive it, you must acquire the Iceburn Tear. Harness its power, lest death swallow you whole. For if you cannot endure the cold of this world, there will be no mercy for you in the next.
For you to die.
sacred mount no longer! Lord Skarn, the Shard Seeker approaches!
Abandon your fear, for Terra is in my control. Dravik, come, be cleansed of the heavens' blight.
Nothing will dare us succumb undead.
Embrace your heritage, for soon this misbegotten world will also be made pure.
Soul of the living, cross through the veil of eternity. Let the tear guide you home.
Your indignance only makes your suffering sweeter, Angel.
Break my spirit.
The siphon is draining my spirit, stealing my light. Destroy it! Halt! The sound. It stopped. Flee, mortal! Flee!
You seek to do, child of hell. You stand before the Lord of Damnation in the depths of his domain, child. Understand that you are alive because I will it. Because I see what you really are. You have my interest, but do not presume. You are still unworthy in the eyes of your true king. Allow me to demonstrate. Behind both of these gateways lies a tortured soul. One, the foul spawn of heaven. One, a servant from your world who has strayed from my path and seeks redemption. Grant one their freedom, side. You would save your kin, even when they sin against you. Do you not see? This is the same grace I offer your kind, child. Heaven would deny the truth, that light and dark were one. Yet, I use the light to create, while they are the destroyers. At their behest, exactly as they would have purged your world. Now you see my truth laid bare. The fate of those who stand against me. Eventually, their suffering gives way to acceptance. The light consumed.
We will hold the gateway open as long as we can.
Gaze upon my strength, the corpse of a prime, abandoned in hell to rot, now bound by my will. This stone is the key to all mortal souls. Your light has been bleeding away since you stepped foot in my domain. I offer you one last chance at redemption. Be cleansed. Join with us, your true family. Or unending darkness awaits.
The light fears not the darkness.
Beyond your reckoning is unchained.
The skull!
I find anchor in the fires of hell. From the endless abyss, terror stalks creation once more.
Flee now! Get the shard away from here!